Welcome, Incorrigible to the inaugural episode of Chapter 2. If you haven't done so already and are maybe a little foggy on what happened last time on the Incorrigible party, be sure to check out our two-part Chapter 1 recap. In the meantime, our adventure continues. This red, marble-sized bead, it leaves Gozer's hand in this perfect arc. Just as you register what it is she has thrown, it sails kind of over you guys. You're tracing it with your eyes as time almost stands still in this second that it takes to land 5 feet behind Falzer and erupts in this circle of white-hot flame. Shakara, Bryn, and Falsey can all make a dexterity saving throw.
Remember, you all have a +4 if you're within 10 feet of me on saving throws.
Oh, what?
19, baby. With that +4.
23 for Falsey.
I got a 24, but I'm also resistant to fire, so that means I take no damage.
You will take half of a half. So it wasn't too bad. Those that saved take half damage, so you'll take 16 fire damage, and Shakara, with your save and fire resistance, you'll take 8. Shaft from the tunnel outside of this double chamber here with the bodies, you've heard Brendal yell, followed by this thunderous boom that's still kind of reverberating through these tunnels, and now this wall of flame surges towards you, stopping literally inches from your position. You know, your dark vision lenses on your goggles of night kind of magically narrowing in response to the sudden blast of light, and everyone can roll initiative.
Do we get +4 to initiative, Shakara?
No, just save throws. I got a 17.
16 for Bryn.
11 for Falsey.
13 for Shaft.
Shakara is first.
I am going to yell back to the other two, "You take Uncle Vanette, I will take the orc." So Gozer's right in front of me. So I will run up towards Gozer. I'm going to fire breath, but I'm going to aim it mostly at Gozer, but also try and get the body of the pile of bodies so that they'll catch on fire and shed light throughout the room. So Gozer needs to do a dex save.
And yours is a 5 by 30 foot line.
Yeah.
Gozer got a 20.
Well, she saved. Do I get to light the bodies on fire, at least?
Roll your damage.
6.
Your fire breath spouts out and kind of past and engulfing Gozer's kind of dead, bloated flesh, and some of the rotting garments that are left on these bodies do alight, and they are casting some dim light for you to see, at least in the immediate vicinity of this pile of bodies, for sure. Bryn.
All right, so Bryn heard what Shakara said, but she wants to take aim at Brendal with her longbow.
How dare you?
Because he's a frickin' dirty traitor, liar, rat.
Yes.
She hates him. She's shook. 19 to hit?
Definitely.
Nice. Yes. I thought he was just pretending to be a weakling. I have advantage when he doesn't take a turn yet, so that's good. 16 points of damage.
Good hit. Stay where you are.
Yeah, and I'm gonna holler back over my shoulder. Shaft, get your butt in here! Brendal's a scion! He can't see yet, right? So.
Next is Gozer. She, having handed her axe off to Brendal, she grabs her returning hand axe that's kind of slung at her side here, and she kind of wraps it against her wooden shield, and you see her open her mouth like in a bellow, but no sound comes out, but it is very clear to you that she's mouthing the words "to Blave."
Oh no.
And she actually kind of holds up the same hand that's holding the hand axe, and she's gonna blast Shakara with her Ring of the Ram.
I made Gozer too awesome.
Yeah.
The 21 to hit.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that hits. Just.
15 force damage, and you're blown back 5 feet. And Gozer will just advance on you, though. She keeps on you.
Oh, man.
Shaft, you're up.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I sort of put my back against the wall real quick after I see this large explosion. And I hear Bren yell, and I'll say, is everybody okay in there?
Can we respond?
Slowly start to, when I'll slowly move along the wall, and I'm going to get all the way up here until right behind Bren and sort of look at the situation. And so I'm walking around the corner. I see Zombie Gozer, this dude I don't know, and this creature that looks not like Brendal at all. I guess I could still sort of tell it was Brendal based on what he's wearing, I assume. And I'm gonna pull out my rapier and my cutlass, and I'm going to hold my action. And if anything comes towards me, ready my action. If anything comes towards me, I will attack it.
Okay.
What the hell?
I can't get up far enough to attack.
You don't have any ranged weapons?
He has a crossbow.
I do have a hand crossbow, but I just walked around the corner into this mess. There's a lot to take in 6 seconds.
Yes, there is, yeah. So Brendal kind of strolls and circles around Shakara about 10 feet. And you see his, the deep scion mouth is like these like two skin flaps that kind of open and close horizontally. And he forms like this, what can only be this crazy deep scion version of a smile, as the flaps kind of turn upwards like a normal mouth would. And he just kind of looks at Falzarin. Falzarin, come join me. You do not need to be with them. He continues to open these flaps, and he lets out this piercing screech that again reverberates through this cavern. Now, everyone within 30 feet of him, which is the entire party, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Ugh.
Now, unfortunately, nobody is within 10 feet of Shakara now, so none of you get the benefit of her aura.
Is that me?
Right.
I'm always within 10 feet of me.
Yeah.
Nat 20 for Falzarin.
22 for Shakara.
17 for Bryn.
And a 13 for Shaft.
That's what you get, Shaft, for readying your action.
You all actually succeed as you're kind of able to maybe get your hands up and earmuffs over the ears, and he kind of finishes letting out this yell and quirks his head a little bit, kind of disappointed that he hasn't got the effect that he wants. But next up is little Thufty, and he kind of draws both of his short swords, sticking close to Gozer. He'll sidle up next to Shakara as well, and he'll make 2 attacks against Shakara. A 15 and a 9.
Neither hit.
Okay.
Yes.
Parry them both away. Chink, chink. Yeah, just chinking off my armor.
And Falzarin, you're up.
I will not be coming with you. What have you done to Brendal? Falzarin's going to take 5-foot step back to be kind of right beside Shaft. And he's going to use a spell that he's been hanging on to for a long time, and I think has never used. Mage Armor on myself. Mage Armor creates a protective magical force around yourself or someone else you could choose to use it on, as long as they're not wearing armor.
You could use it on Brendal.
I will choose to not use it on Brendal. So this magical force surrounds me and boosts my AC, makes it harder for me to be hit, to a 13 plus my dex, which is 0, so just a 13.
Okay, that's a significant boost from AC 10, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, how is 13 AC a boost? But I guess...
All right, so that's your action, right?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Now, poor Uncle Vanette. Shakara, you can see the corner of your eye as he's moving around, now Thuft and Brendal. His once like vibrant scales, much like your own. This chromatic sheen that they have is now completely dulled, and you can barely tell what even color they were in his life. But he moves right next to Bryn, between Brendal and Bryn, and you see him. He opens his own mouth to let out his breath weapon, and much like Shakara's 5x30 foot line of fire, he releases his own, hitting Bryn and Shaft. Can you both make me a dexterity saving throw? You see, though, when he's opening his mouth, like it is in his mouth and down his throat, as far as you can see, they're covered in boils on the inside of his mouth. And instead of fire that comes out, it's this black spray, very similar to this black goo, but it's almost wispy, and it's almost like this black fire in its own. So what did you guys get for your saves?
19.
18.
All right, so you both save, take half damage.
Am I allowed to cast a reaction spell?
Yeah.
I want to cast Absorb Elements.
Okay, so what that you can do it when you get hit.
So it says it captures some of the incoming energy, which is lessening the effect on me and storing it for my next melee attack, and then I have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of my next turn. So the first time I hit with a melee attack, like my next turn, I get an extra d6, like relaying that energy that I absorb. So it doesn't decrease the damage, but it gives me an extra d6 for a melee attack. Does that make sense? And then whatever type of damage that was, I get resistance.
Yes, so you each take 6 necrotic damage.
That's already half.
That is the half, yes, for both of your saves, yeah.
I would like to half the half with my uncanny dodge.
So, unfortunately, using a reaction to cast Absorb Elements...
So it's one or the other? Okay.
And I'd like to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, if you have a reaction, then do it.
I do. I was going to shoot my hand crossbow.
Ah, for your ready to action. Absolutely.
Ooh, that's good. That's a 24.
Oh, definitely.
6 points of damage.
Okay. And could you both, now this black gooey fire kind of dissipating, though, even as it's hit you, but turning into these vapors that you breathe in, could you both make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
14.
14.
You both do not feel any effect from this vapor. Back to the top with Shakara.
I feel like I keep forgetting to breathe, you guys.
I'm going to swing with my sword 2 times on Gozer. I don't remember what her AC is, but that was a 17.
That's a hit.
11 points of damage. And, 18.
Yeah, another hit.
10 points of damage.
Gozer kind of tries to get her shield up, but not quite in time as your sword bites into her flesh, and it just kind of peels away at your hit. No blood comes out from her wounds. Bryn.
Alright, so Bryn's going to forget about stinking dirty rat Brendal for a second and lunge forward with a rapier at Uncle Vanette with all she's got. And that attack is 24?
Yeah, that's a hit.
Don't get sneak attack, but I get that extra d6. 7 damage. And a terrible waste of a spell slot.
But you hit. That's what's
my
important.
D8 rolled a 1. Come on.
Brutal.
Just awful.
Brutal.
And then I'm gonna back up.
You can disengage with your cunning action.
Yes. Can I disengage and then move type thing, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I will make it a little threesome back here. Shaft, Falzern, and Bryn right in a line, huddling at the entrance of this cave. Urn.
Yeah, you're all kind of leaving Shakara now. It's encircled by this group of the anti-party, is what I've come to think of them as.
Thanks, guys.
Love ya.
Well, Gozer, I mean, she's just gonna keep on keeping on, and she's gonna blast Shakara with her Ring of the Ram again for a 25 to hit.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
18 points of force damage. And you get blasted back 5 feet right next to Uncle Vanette and now Brendal.
And you guys can see that Shakara was really shook up by that. Like, severely shook up by that.
Oh no.
Shaft, you're up.
Okay, so it's time, and I haul ass up right here. Now I want to take a look in Uncle Vanette versus what kind of armor is he wearing? Does he look like he's well armored? Somebody that would be difficult to hit.
Yeah, his armor looks quite old, but it is like this set of splint armor, clearly weathered, clearly aged. Much like a lot of the garments on these bodies in this room, they've succumbed to this the ravages of like salt and seawater over time. But he does look pretty well armored, yes, and he has a longsword at his side that he's not quite drawn yet.
Okay, I'm going to move forward to confront Uncle Vanette here, and first thing I'm going to do is cast Hunter's Mark onto him for my bonus action. Then I'm going to take my rapier out and give him the old pokey pokey. That would be a 20.
That's a hit.
Not natural. And I'm going to go ahead and use... has he been hit yet?
Yeah, you got him with the crossbow.
Oh, that's right. So I'm going to use Colossus Slayer on this attack damage also. So that is... well, that's sort of good. Let's see. That's 18 points of damage.
Dang.
And then I'm going to spin around and try to take my my cutlass and take off one of those legs. Ooh, a crit. Natural 20.
Yes.
Ooh!
So I can't remember how we were doing crits.
Max die and then roll once. Plus modifier.
16 points of damage.
Wow. You just walked up to him and rocked him.
Wiped the floor with him.
Then, I'll just stay there. I don't need to give him an opportunity attack.
He's not dead.
He's still standing, but
Oh my god.
your cutlass kind of scraped away some of his rotting scales as they kind of fall to the floor. Again, no blood from the wound. Brendal, seeing the state that his minion Uncle Vanette is in, he kind of just spends his time, ignores Shakara for the time being,
Thank goodness.
and kind of centering directly on Bryn. Again, gives you this weird teethy smile of his scion mouth, and he's going to cast Evard's Black Tentacles.
Oh gosh. I'm so glad I never actually flirted with that creep. Remember, he was married or whatever?
So in this 20-foot square erupting from the stone floor at kind of this point that he's centered right in front of Bryn and Falzarin, these squirming black, like ink black tentacles erupt from the ground and grasping at all of you. So now this square we here I've drawn on the map here is now considered difficult terrain. When a creature enters the affected area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there, they must make a dex saving throw.
To not get grappled or...
Yeah, exactly.
That's like my entangled spell. Dang it.
And grappled's effect on a spellcaster would be what?
Well, actually, these tentacles will restrain you, which is different than grappling, but should it happen, we'll get to it.
Oh no.
Thuff, though, is up next. As he circles Shakara, he sheaves both of his short swords, and he reaches up to his forehead, throws back his hood, and his fingernails start digging into his forehead, and he grabs this flap of flesh and just peels his face off, revealing the sinew of his jaw moving again as he, much like Brendal, gives his own kind of smile at this.
Not so cute now, is he?
That is disgusting.
This will affect the whole party. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Is it that screeching? Ugh.
No, it's just this horrific sight as he's literally peeled the flesh from his face.
Nat 20, does that help Shakara? Because she's looking... I got 22.
I got a 5.
14.
13 for Falzarin.
All right, so Falzarin and Shakara, you are now both frightened of Thuft until the end of his next turn. And frightened means you have disadvantage on your attack rolls and ability checks when the source of your fright is in sight of you, which of course Thuft is, and you cannot willingly move closer to Thuft for the duration that you are frightened. Falzarin, you're up.
So I'm terrified of Thuft.
Yes, you're terrified of Thuft, and you start your turn in the tentacles, so make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh no.
A 12.
You take 18 bludgeoning damage as these writhing tentacles, they grab onto you.
I beg your pardon? Did you say 18?
You failed to save. You take full damage. You take 18, and that was actually max damage I rolled. And these tentacles have you restrained now.
He's not alive anymore. There's no way.
He's barely alive.
Alive, but he would be unconscious.
No.
Leland, you said we would be fine.
He's not down yet.
So your restrained creature, your speed 0. You can't get any bonus benefit from speed. Your attack rolls against you have advantage. All your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. And you're free to take your turn, as ineffective as it may be.
You're enjoying this way too much.
I am
Tentacles
just-
wouldn't stop him from getting something out of his bag of holding, though, right?
Absolutely not.
That's a very good point. I'm going to pull my necklace of fireball out, and I'm going to pull 7 beads off. Oh, wait. I don't have that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think you have any more beads, eh?
I will say, though, now that you are restrained by these tentacles, you can use your action to make either a strength or dexterity check to try to free yourself. But that would be your action. I will point out, remember, you will take damage at the start of every turn you're in these tentacles.
Right. Yeah, so it's almost futile to use one of those little potions. How many potions can I drink at once?
Just one, buddy. Just one.
But you could go for 5 rounds that way.
Yeah, but they're not going to recoup what I'm losing every round
Yeah.
if he keeps rolling like that. Oh boy. Yeah, I think I need to try to get out of this. So if I succeed my check, but I don't move out of this square, like I'd have to move out of the square.
Yes.
Or else at the start of my next turn, I'm going to have to roll again and potentially get...
That's right.
Okay.
Are you coming in or are you backing out? Here's your
I'm
question.
definitely not coming in. Well, let's see. Yeah. No, I'd be backing up. Okay. So what is the check I need again?
You can make either a strength or dexterity check.
So +0 or +0. Is the DC a 4 by any chance?
I would not be, I'm afraid.
All right. So that's a fail.
You are stuck. As you struggle, you feel these tentacles, their grasp kind of tightens the more you struggle.
Ah, that's disgusting. This is reminiscent of Izzy.
Yeah, I think we've seen these before. In Izzy's cave, right?
You have seen an effect very similar, yes. Of course, when Isabella used hers, she pulled out a jar that she threw. Did not necessarily cast it in the same way that Brendal did.
So I can say, Brendal, I'm going to kill you when I get out of this.
Falzarin, there's still time. You can still join me. You are still useful to me.
You're not even Brendal anymore.
I've always been Brendal.
Stop messing with my mind, Leland.
All right, so next is Uncle Vanette. Still engaged with Shaft. He's just going to take it now, drawing his long sword, and we'll just take 2 swipes at Shaft. Both of those will definitely miss, as he didn't get above a 10. Yeah, you just kind of, the scales you've peeled off, even though there's no blood, you seem to have maybe hampered him for the time being a little bit from your severe wounds that you inflicted on him. And now back to the top with Shakara.
Okay, so I cannot move closer to Thuft, and I have disadvantage on something.
You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks as long as you can see Thuft.
Just until Thuft's turn, and then that goes away.
Till the end of Thuft's next turn, yes.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do anyway is I'm going to lay on hands, so I'm going to touch myself. And make me feel a little better.
How does that sound?
I'm not going to use all of my hit point reserve. I'm just going to use most of it. That's my action.
Whew. Can you move?
I would take opportunity attacks if I did.
Oh.
3 of them,
Right.
yeah.
I always forget that rogues can disengage and others can't. Okay.
Bryn, you're up.
Alright, so, Can you tell me what I'm seeing? Like, which enemy looks the worst right now? Like, looks like I could one-shot them?
Well, first, why don't you roll me a dexterity saving throw as these tentacles grasp and writhe up your legs to your body and trying to grab onto your arms.
18.
You do successfully fend them off. You are not restrained.
Yeah, boy.
And they don't grab onto you, and they're unable to restrict you, so you do not take any damage.
Thank you.
So Uncle Vanette looks very hurt. So does Shakara. But everyone else, they look as undead and or deep cyany as they did when you first walked into the room.
All right, then I'm going to aim true at Uncle Vanette, and Shakara's within 5 feet of him, so I get sneak attack.
Sure you don't want to shoot Brendal?
I mean, I kind of do, but... My attack roll is 26.
Oh yeah, that's it.
So, boom, boom, bye-bye. 17 damage. And would my arrow cleave to Brendal or no?
Unfortunately not. You're not quite lined up well for that. But you do put your arrow right into Vanette's skull, and this undead dragonborn slumps to the ground.
Woo!
Nice.
Bye.
Way to go, Bryn.
What else do I want to do? Do I want to...
Get out of the tangles.
Yeah. And run right into everyone. 1, 2... Because I can dash, so I could get to right here, right?
Yeah.
Within
sure.
the cave still.
Even through the difficult terrain, you kind of weave through these tentacles.
Yeah.
You're able to make it just outside of their area of effect.
Okay, so I'm just outside of the area of effect. Shakara's, like, right in front of me. Brendal's next to her. I'm not really right up within 5 feet of anybody, but I'm kind of, like, standing on Uncle Vanette's, like, head.
A little bit, yeah.
It's like one foot kind of just, like...
Like your trophy.
Oh, I forgot to mention I shot him with a fanged arrow, so I pull the arrow out and I get the extra health from that fanged arrow.
Nope. You should have.
Oh! Keep forgetting.
So Gozer, she kind of sees Uncle Vanette go down, and now Shaft and Brynner closing in. She kind of sidestep to Shakara's left a little bit, and she just points her ring right at Bryn,
Of course she does.
using the last charge of her ring, and not natural 20 to hit.
It hits. I'm gonna uncanny dodge.
Okay, so you take half of 11, which is 6. But this blast, this spectral ram head, pops out and hits you and pushes you against the wall of this cave that you've saddled up next to. Luckily, you're kind of slinking pretty close to it as it is, so it wasn't like this huge impact that would have dealt any additional damage. Shaft.
Okay, I'm gonna have to roll for the tentacles.
That's right.
12.
That is a fail. Wow, you only take 4 bludgeoning damage.
This game is
I rolled-
broken.
Oh, this game is so broken.
2 1s and a 2. But you
The
are
glass
restrained.
cannon gets 18. Oh my gosh.
I'm restrained, huh? Alright, well, I'm gonna have to get out of this, so I need to do... Can I
You can do an acrobatics or an athletics, whichever is best for you.
I'm gonna do acrobatics. That's a +8. Alright, that would be 17.
Oh yeah, you're definitely free of these tentacles.
Okay, so I can still move.
Yep,
I just won't be able to take any kind of attack action, right?
that's right.
So what I'm gonna try to do is move.
Well, you technically do still have your bonus action though for the offhand weapon attack.
That is right. Okay, but I'm gonna go 5, 10. So what I want to try to do is I'm gonna run directly towards Shakara, sort of run around her and slide underneath Gozer's legs, come up behind her, and do my bonus attack.
Okay, you do sprint past Thuff, so he will get a chance to take an attack of opportunity on you.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I don't know where Theft is. He looks like a pile of bodies.
It's covered in the bodies there, yeah, no. So he will though.
That's
swing
okay.
at you, and that is a 15 to hit.
No.
All right.
Nice.
Shaft is just too stealthy, too agile.
So as I run down, I slide underneath Gozer's legs. I take my cutlass and swing through, try to gash her right in. That would be a 18.
Yep, that's it.
Stabbed her in the back, you know, kind of like Brendal.
8 points of damage.
Brendal's all mine falls in. I'm sorry.
Well,
going down.
Falsey ain't doing a whole lot right now.
Brendal is up. He's now, of course, he's also seen Bryn advance, and he looks at you, Bryn, and throws down the axe that Gozer had gave him. I think I'll take you apart with my bare hands. You see his hands there; they end in these long, sharp claws in each of his fingernails. He walks right up next to you and slashes out at you twice with both of his hands. A 23 and a 14.
14 misses.
All right, 8 slashing damage.
Bryn's looking less than half as good as she did. I don't know how to word that, but it's not good.
Thuft, seeing the attack on King Gozer, will advance on Shaft. And you guys kind of notice, those that of course know the relationship of these two, kind of notice this odd, leftover sense of loyalty that they seem to have with each other. And Thuft will make 2 attacks on Shaft.
Oh, undead loyalty.
Shaft kind of deserves it, though. Theft was just a mind finder for him.
15 and a 17.
The 15 does not, and I can use my reaction for defensive duelist, which would also mean he would not hit.
Okay, excellent. And you see him like mouth some words to Gozer, but again, no sound comes out when he speaks. Falzern.
All right, so I look down and I see these tentacles just grabbing me, and I'm going to give it all I've got to try and pull them off.
So first, though, at the beginning of your turn, you are restrained. They constrict and squeeze you,
That's what I meant, yeah.
and you take another 15 bludgeoning damage from this
Are you
tentacle.
Do I
kidding
do a
me?
save against that?
You do not, unfortunately, get a save because they already have you.
Oh, all right. Falzern is unconscious.
Oh my gosh.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
If he is currently being squeezed by the tentacles, do they release when he stops moving?
They still got him.
So he's unconscious, and next time it's his turn, he's going to take damage while unconscious.
Yes.
What does that do? Double it?
That will give him some automatic fails on death saves.
Automatic
Oh,
fail.
That's what it does.
Yes.
So he's always going to automatic fail for 3 turns and then eventually die. Great. Cool. No big deal.
You wanted a new character, right?
Totally.
He got us into this freaking mess.
Well, let's not talk about why we're in a tactically poor situation right now, Bryn.
Okay. Fair enough.
Shakara, you've seen now this resurrected uncle of yours felled the round before, and he's kind of at your feet. You notice one of his hands kind of slumped, and he has that wooden idol that you saw him scraping against the ground. Strikes you as being very odd, what it's made of course. And to the top is Shakara.
So, what is the idol? What does it look like?
It is his symbol, but strangely to you, it's made of wood, which you know, adventurers of your ilk setting out, they are usually constructed of metal.
So, like, he recreated it in wood for some reason.
Possibly, yeah.
Can I... Well, I don't know that I would do anything about it right now because I have a few things distracting me at the moment. I'm going to try and hit Gozer with my longswords. That is a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
I'm going to Divine Smite as well. 14 points of damage.
Could you break those down to the types for me? Because she resists some, right? So what's the physical damage?
I don't know, I rolled all 3 at once. I had a 6, a 4, and a 1.
Okay, well, we'll say the 4 was the longsword. So she takes 2 from the longsword, and then the rest radiant.
Yeah. I'll roll them separately next time. And that's one attack. I'm going to attack her again. I'm going to bring the sword back around and try and knock into her with a 15.
Ooh, this time she Gozer manages to get her shield up and just swipes away your longsword. Lets out this soundless laugh.
That's it. I'm not moving because I will get opportunity attacks.
Yeah, you're still surrounded by Gozer, Thuft, and Brendal.
Yep, and since Brendal moved, I now can't go anywhere without getting an opportunity attack.
Bryn.
Okay, question. If Falzarin is force-fed a health potion, does he wake up?
He will regain those points, yes.
Okay. So from where I'm standing, even in difficult terrain, I could move to him, use an action to force feed him a potion, and use my cunning action to get out of the weeds myself.
Oh, absolutely.
Or I could move to him and try to slash these things, like with my cutlass. What do they look like? Does it look like I could even free him, or is that not a possibility?
I would let you try to pull him away from them. Sure.
And that would use what kind of check?
I'd let you... Yeah, it would have to be strength.
And that's not like one of my strengths. So that's like a 50-50 chance, whereas if I wake him up... Now, upon waking, he still will go negative and die again, right? It's just buying him one turn.
It's buying him the opportunity to try and free himself.
But he can't free himself unless he survives that damage, and he's only going to drink a D4 potion. And he's rolling probably way more than that. Alright, Bryn's gonna heroically, as she always does, save Falzarin's butt. She's having PTSD from climbing into the mama air pod and slashing him out. She's gonna huff and puff the whole way because she's still mad about that comment that we're in a bad tactical situation, even though Falzarin was unconscious when he said it.
As you enter the area affected by these tentacles, can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh yeah, well at least I have +6. That's 14.
That unfortunately is a fail.
Brick, are you kidding me?
Barely, you take one step in and they grab onto you, dealing 14 bludgeoning damage. And you are restrained.
So now we're both gonna die. This is really fun.
Well, you still have your action to try to escape, right?
It's my new turn, so can I half that damage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm gonna take 7. Frig, I'm dying. You guys. And then you said I still have an action?
Yeah, that was just you moving, so you still have the rest of your turn. So you could still break free, which now you can do in acrobatics yourself, trying to wiggle free.
Okay. Acrobatics is +6 for me, so let's do this. Come on. Another 14.
That is not enough to get out of these tentacles. You almost make it out, but one kind of gets your ankle as you are scurrying away, and it just wraps you back up.
Okay.
This is bad. Okay,
It's your fault.
not my fault, man. Not my fault. Gozer advances on Shakara, using her hand axe.
Did she move?
She did.
She did move away from you, yeah, that's right.
But it's a new round, right? Because I already had my reaction from last time. Would I be able to get an opportunity attack if I had a reaction?
Have you had your turn since you used your reaction?
I have not.
Then you don't have
So
it yet.
no. Okay.
So first swipe on Shakara is 17.
Nope. I dodge out of the way. Block up my shield.
Second swipe is an 11. And she is frenzy raging, so she uses her bonus action to make a third hit, which is finally a 25.
Oh, that hits.
And that will be 6 slashing damage. And Shaft, you're up.
Just a reminder, I reduce all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage by 3, so it's only 3.
Because of your heavy armor mastery or whatever it is?
Yeah.
I'd like to do an Arcana check to see if I have any knowledge of whether or not the spell that's restraining everyone is takes some kind of concentration to maintain. I did see Brendal cast this, correct?
Yes, you all know that Brendal is the source of this effect. So yeah, roll me an Arcana check.
With Arcana, that's a 11.
You do know that this spell does require concentration to maintain its effects. So damaging Brendal could possibly break that concentration.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to jump over Thuft. I know he'll get an opportunity attack. Basically try to stick my hand on his head and push him aside and run right towards Brendal with my rapiers out. So, you want to do the opportunity attack?
Actually, why don't you roll me an acrobatics?
18.
Yeah, you managed to use him like a vaulting horse and pop right over him. And you still kind of stayed next to him, so you haven't moved away from his area of threat. So you're fine.
Awesome.
You get right up next to Brendal.
Attaboy, Shaft.
Bonus action, gonna be Hunter's Mark. I'm gonna move that over to Brendal. And then I'm going to make my first rapier attack here. Oh, that's 25 to hit. And I'm going to use... has Brendal been damaged?
Yes.
Yeah, I hit him for 16 at the beginning.
Oh, well, one really good, one bad. That's 18 points of damage.
Pretty good.
Then second attack. Give old Brendal the pokey right through his hand. Oh, that's probably not going to hit. That's a 13.
That is a hit.
That's a
Oh,
hit?
it
is a
hits. Brendal, you
Oh,
piece of
awesome.
crap. Die.
All right.
He's still wearing his robes. He has no armor on.
That's 12 points of damage.
Shaft says, unhand, my friend.
And as you rain this quick succession of stabs, you wound him severely enough where the tentacles, they instantly dissipate, and Falzarin's body drops to the stone floor, still in a dying condition. And of course, Bryn is now also no longer restrained.
All right, Shaft.
Oh,
My man.
It is Rendell's turn.
And he just cast the vines again.
No.
please don't. Please.
He is actually just going to throw back his hands again and clap them together for another thunder wave here. So if Shakara and Shaft could do me concentration saving throws, please.
Constitution? That's only a 7.
Oh, I get a +4. Oh, you're right next to me, so you get +4 also.
Oh.
So I got a 18.
Okay, so Shaft, you take 15 damage and you're blast back 5 feet. Shakara takes half of that because she succeeded, so you take 8 and you are not moved.
We are in rough shape.
Now Thuff's going to get in between Shaft and Brendal here, slipping between Shakara and Shaft squares, and will just again attack you twice with his short swords.
Okay.
I rolled a 20 and a 19, so natural hit and a 25. A critical hit and a 25.
Yeah, they're both going to hit.
So the critical does 10 slashing, the normal does 4, so you take 14 total slashing. And can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
13.
You are okay. You are fine. The swords, they cut into you, but you feel no ill effect. Other than, of course, the biting wound. Falzarin.
All right, so I guess it's death saving throw time for old Falsy boy.
Not good?
That's a 5.
All right, one fail.
1 failure.
Wait. Emma gave us advantage.
Shakara, you're
Oh,
up.
I love Emma.
Okay, so I'm going to continue my attack on Gozer. She is the biggest threat to me. And I was a little thrown off by the thunder wave, more so than I thought, and swung right past her. Just missed her.
Man.
Oh, that was a little better. That's 22 to hit. And I'm going to smite again. So that's 10 points of damage for my sword, and only 4 for the smite.
You do see the full effect of the smite. As pitiful as it is, it does affect Gozer to its full extent. Bryn.
All right. Looking at Gozer, Thuft, and Brendal, and then looking back behind me at Falzarin, knowing that now that he's not getting constricted, what am I looking at? Like, does anyone look like I could take him down like Uncle Vinette?
Well, you can roll me in perception if you like.
Sure. 18.
You know, you guys, it's been a pretty intense battle so far. It's looking like everyone but Thuft is looking pretty haggard, and that's something to be said for an undead Gozer.
Okay. As much as Bryn wants to shoot Brendal, she's going to go over to Falzarin and give him a health potion.
You're gonna give him a health potion that he gave you? That's so generous.
No, I already took the health potion I stole from you. What I'm going to do... Oh, ooh, thanks for the idea. What I'm going to do is go into his bag of holding, chug a health potion, and then shove one in his mouth. So you're losing 2 potions, Falsey.
You can do one or the other this turn. Heal yourself or heal Falzer.
Ah!
It's gonna be a tough call for Bryn here.
Okay, it is a tough call, but she's trying to care about this black goo and taking care of it and being a better person. So she puts the potion in Falzarin's mouth. Not very gently either. And just like
Chips one of his front teeth.
yeah.
Make a choke save.
Yeah, Falzer, make
Yeah.
a con save to not choke on your front teeth. Yeah.
I wanted to just take a step over and put myself in front of Falzer.
Falsey gasps back to life.
For how much? Roll. Bryn, you're
Oh,
you're
I
administering
roll.
the potion.
Okay, it's a D8.
2d4 plus 4, I think.
It's 2D4, eh?
2d4
Okay.
plus 2.
Ooh, yeah. You get 8 points back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you. Bryn does not say that.
Shakara and Shaft, you kind of see Brendal shoot Gozer a look, and she moves away from Shakara.
Can Shakara attack her?
Actually, she doesn't move away, Shakara. She can move, now that Bryn has changed her position, she moves 5 feet to her right and engages Bryn. And will now just take 3 swipes at you with her hand axe, using her bonus action for her Frenzy Rage.
Great. Thanks.
That's a 23, 16, and a 13.
13 misses, the other 2 hit. And I would like to uncanny dodge the most deadly blow, please.
Which hit would you like to do, the first or the second one?
Where's a coin? Flip a coin.
Roll a
have
d6.
dice.
Even.
Roll
the
a
first
percentile.
one. The first one. I roll the dice. The first one. I'm gonna dodge the first one.
So you take a total, with your reduction in damage, you take a total of 13 slashing from both of her hits.
I am hanging on by a thread, peeps.
Shaft's up.
Very fine thread.
Okay, so Thuft moved in between Brendal and I.
Yeah.
So Shaft is looking pretty bad. He's bleeding out of the side of his mouth. His hands are shaking a little bit. He looks down in his pouch to try to reach down for his potion, and he sort of looks around for a second, and then pulls his hand back out, grabs his sword, and moves around Thuft here. Doesn't provoke an opportunity attack because he's staying within 5 feet, and he is going to attack Brendal with everything that he has. That's a 18 to hit. That's not quite as good. That's 13 points of damage. Then he'll do his second attack. That would be a 19. 12 points of damage.
And your last blow is enough to drop
Yes!
Brendal, the Deep Scion.
The dirty red.
So I sort of spin around. I take my my cutlass, and first thing I stab him with my rapier, and then as I grab onto his hand, sort of pull out, slice across his arm to take his arm clean off, and then I watch him bleed out onto the floor.
Ruthless.
Thuft just gonna hammer away again on Shaft, especially after felling Brendal. Oh wow!
Oh no! Anything is gonna be really bad.
So both of Thuft's Thuft's been really struggling
Miss.
with these short swords. He's still getting used to after being gifted by Gozer so many weeks ago, but able to find purchase with both of them as he scores 2 critical hits.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no! What?
Shaft is down.
2 critical hits?
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't really want to metagame, but I want to tell you how many points I have left because this is
It's gotta
ridiculous.
be double my max. So
No, they're only short swords. You take a total of 22 slashing from both hits.
Only.
well, there's no reason to do any math. I'm down.
Dang.
Could you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh, insult to injury.
14.
You are still, even with these cutting blades that you now kind of see, they're dripping in this black liquid. You do not feel any other effect other than dying.
Okay. Other than unconsciousness. Okay.
You feel great other than the fact that you're dying.
Falzarin, you're up.
He has the most hit points out of all of us, bro.
So Falzarin, I'm standing kind of just behind Bryn at the mouth of this entrance to this little room here. We've got Thuff directly in front of me, and Gozer is also directly in front of me, right?
Yeah.
That's right. They are the only two left still up.
Gozer and Thuft are like within a 10-foot radius.
Falzarin's going to take a 5-foot step back and point his finger out directly in the direction of Gozer and Thuft and cast Fireball. So this little bead of red flame sort of light just springs out from my finger and goes hurtling towards a point right between Gozer and Thuft, and then erupts into this roaring fire coming up from the ground in a area surrounding both of them. So they make a dex save.
So you're also going to hit Shakara.
I can sculpt area of safety for her. So they the text says that they automatically succeed.
It actually says, the chosen creatures automatically succeed on their saving throws against the spell, and they take no damage if they would normally take half damage.
Okay,
on a
good.
successful
Oh,
That's important.
snap.
Second clause.
John for the win. And make sure you got your right amount of dice, Bill.
I actually don't have enough, so I'll have to
We
roll
remember
one of them
Erica.
twice.
You can come get
Yeah.
some if you need them.
You've got to be kidding me!
How many ones did you roll?
A lot. This is absurd.
I revived you for this. Come on.
Yeah, I know. This was supposed to just obliterate everyone.
Might be enough to take out Thuff still. Although I don't think he's been hit at all, has he?
No, he hasn't.
21.
Okay, so Thuff did fail, so he takes the full. And Gozer passed, so half of 21 would be 11. Whew. This fire erupts again inches from Shaft's now unconscious body.
Right.
And Shakara, of course, just feels this nice warmth across her brassy scales.
Ah, lovely.
You touching yourself again?
Maybe even slightly invigorating, yeah. And you see Gozer's furs kind of smoking from this singe, but she is still standing. Shakara, you are next.
How is Gozer looking?
Like you see her shield arm is kind of slumping down almost completely at her side as she's struggling to keep it up.
I'm gonna bring my long sword around and try and disarm her. That's a
Disarming blow.
23 to hit. Eh, what the heck? I'll smite her again. That's 11 with the sword, and only 7 with the smite.
Your sword makes contact with her again. Yeah, her shield now down at her side. You cut into her shoulder in this blast of your radiant light, and you see it wash over her undead skin as she crumples to the floor from the force of your blow. But you see her unrelenting endurance, being a half-orc, she's still up.
Okay. She got knocked down, but gets up again.
Just kind of take her down to a knee, but she's still going.
And I'm going to just drive the longsword home. That's 18.
Oh yeah, still able to just sneak it up and over her shield.
Oh, 11 points of damage.
The life, the undead, the unlife from her eyes kind of withers away, and you put Gozer to rest. Bryn.
Oh, man. I just need a second. Oh. Alright, with everything I got, because I'm down to like a sliver of life left, I'm probably on my knee too.
Wait, I need to say this. I kill me.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Gozer kills Gozer.
I was hoping it would turn out that way.
I think about pulling a fanged arrow into my bow, and then I think, I don't really want black goo infection. So then I I just pull back and I send one flying at Thuft.
All right.
And I 24, so I hit him with my sneaky, because he's right in the middle of Shakara and Shaft for 13 damage.
Nicely done. Yeah, you just pelt him with your arrow.
Boom.
And he kind of reels back with you with his skinned face.
Ugh.
Shaft.
Death save. Number 1.
Oh, I kind of forgot you were down.
3.
Oh,
It's a
no.
fail.
I forgot he was down. I could have moved to him.
Thuft is going to use his little goblin-y, nimble escape here and get away from Shakara. Now charging at Bryn. Slashing with Bryn with both of his short swords. Yeah, that's only going to be a 15 and a 14.
15 hits me.
And you take 4 slashing.
Yeah, I'm down. I had 2 points left.
Can you roll a Constitution saving throw, please?
I crit failed my Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Falls in.
All right, I'm going to point my finger again directly at Thuft, and I'm going to cause a deafening, shattering noise to erupt from right underneath Thuft. So I'm going to cast Shatter. He makes a con saving throw.
16.
So that passes. So he takes half damage. So half of 14.
Back to the top with Shakara.
I didn't take him down. Oh,
Okay,
come on.
so I see Shaft down, Bryn is down. Thuft just got shook by a shatter from Falzarin.
Ears kind of still ringing from the boom in this enclosed space.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and take Thuft out. I can't save the others as long as they're still a threat, and I don't know if Falzarin can handle Thuft on his own.
That's so
In
mean.
Falzarin's current state, not likely.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move over to Thuft, and I'm going to come around with my long sword and completely miss. I rolled a 1.
Oh. Do you hit me? I'm already down.
Yeah, as Thuff kind of sidesteps and is able to get his own short sword and slide your blade, directing it towards Bryn's unconscious body. Dealing, because you are incapacitated and it is a melee attack, it automatically is a crit, which is 2 failed death saves.
It's rather harsh.
Those are unfortunately are the rules.
So do I lose my second attack then?
No, you can still make your second attack.
Okay.
I would maybe suggest moving away from Bryn.
Yeah, we'll move a little bit away.
Our name won't be Bryn for much longer. It's okay.
That's a 12. Does a 12 hit him?
No, it does not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Sorry.
Well, Bryn, do or die.
Literally,
Yeah.
I roll this and my fate is sealed.
Yep.
I
You need
can't.
10 or more.
I can't look.
Bill, do you need to come witness this? Because I might lie.
No, I don't. I don't even want to be in the same room for this.
Oh, man. So I roll a d20 and then what? Anything?
If you get a
Gets
10
added.
or higher, it's a success.
That's it. Nothing gets added.
Nope.
Do you have inspiration?
No. Mm-mm. I am so freaking nervous right now. Bryn's dead.
And that's our show. Be sure to follow us on social media at Incorrigible Par on Twitter, Incorrigible Party on Instagram and Facebook. You can visit incorrigibleparty.com for additional world and NPC information. The Incorrigible Party is sponsored by Critical Hit Design. For your design needs, visit criticalhitdesign.com. All ambient sounds and music during the episode are courtesy of tabletopaudio.com, and our outro music was created by Josh Jarvis. You can contact him for your own musical inquiries via email at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. Happy adventuring!